Welcome everybody. The next item up is our Invest GP bucket, which is new to the city as well. And on this committee is myself, Councillor O'Connor, Councillor Blackmore, and Mayor Clayton. And so we'll start off with our first report with our service area update, and I'll look to Robert Nicolay, please, on that one.
Having microphone problems. Thank you, Chair Palat, and welcome to the Chair and welcome back to Council. This is a first meeting of this committee, and we've reconfigured, and hopefully we'll hit the cadence that you like to see in your committee meetings, and if not, we'll change the cadence and make sure we get at what you'd like to see happen here. I thought I'd just give a quick update on a couple of key issues that are underway right now. In view of the clock, I'm going to truncate it a little bit just so that we're not bleeding too far into your agenda, but there has been a lot of activity, particularly in the economic development area. 8 new businesses opening since October. 7 of those were commercial businesses. Members of council and Invest GP team attended over 100 businesses during the Small Business Week. Very, very successful event at getting out and interacting with small business in their locations and giving them an opportunity to talk to council and Invest GP. Invest GP also presented the award for Young Entrepreneur at the Chamber Awards of Distinction that occurred on October 20th. That's a great celebration, and not lost on this community how important young entrepreneurs have been to the fabric historically and will be going forward. Invest GP also hosted with council a mixer for retail and food services industry, and particularly focusing on the urban or the rural renewal program. I attended that, as did several other members of the management team. Very successful event and lots of real-time dialogue about how important those kind of events are. In fact, the rural renewal program, that I can't say quickly more than once or twice, is really, really important to fill labor gaps locally. We've got 36 employers qualified, 8 candidates endorsed through the program to date. We've had over 268 positions advertised under the program, and it's proving to be quite successful. And I'm just going to take a moment, if you'll tolerate. We actually had some feedback from a small business locally who wrote a letter to the Chamber of Commerce commending both the Chamber and the City of Grande Prairie for its efforts, remarkable efforts to get the Rural Renewal Program, the RR program, underway in the city. And I'll just hit some highlights. This came to us from Shauna Miller, a very successful and very active business person in our community. And she says that the City of Grande Prairie has been supportive and responsive to our need for the Rural Renewal Program. They were quick to act on the program and able to push through getting the community to become designated very, very effectively and very quickly. Being at the forefront of the program launch positioned Grande Prairie to benefit significantly from early recruitment efforts. We are getting applications, this is their business interests, are getting applications from across Canada. In many cases, these individuals can be working in our restaurants very, very quickly. In fact, individuals have already started arriving and have begun working in our restaurants. The program is providing much needed relief. The letter goes on, and we'll make sure that it's on file so that if anybody wants to read the full detail. But it's wonderful to see an initiative that was started by the city, picked up by our people, moved at a pioneering rate to get it in place, that directly appreciated by our business community. There were another number of other things, Mr. Chair, that I could highlight, but I am aware of the clock and that you've got a tight agenda. So I'll stop it there and thank you very much and take any questions.
Okay, thanks for that, Mr. Nicolay. I'd just like to echo how great what I'm hearing about the Rural Renewal Program as well, and just I encourage any business owner that's struggling with staff, which a lot are in Grande Prairie's community right now, to look this program up. It's got a lot of opportunity for our city and our region. Did anybody have any questions for Director Nicolay on that? No? Okay, thanks for the thorough report. We'll move on to our next item, and we're going to do our municipal plan review in terms of reference, and got today Mr. Johnson and Ms. Ellison Downing here today. So I'll just turn over the floor to them when they're ready.
Thank you, Chair Plot. Good morning. Oh, it didn't go in.
Just wait for it to load here.
Good morning, committee. We're here to introduce the Municipal Development Plan Review Terms of Reference. Administration is initiating a review of the Municipal Development Plan. The current Municipal Development Plan was adopted in January of 2010. As Council is aware, Municipal Development Plan is a statutory plan prepared by a municipality under the authority of the Municipal Government Act. All municipalities in Alberta, regardless of size, are required to adopt a municipal development plan. MDPs are the highest level statutory plan approved by a municipal council, and it serves as a guide to other statutory plans, master plans, and development decisions. It sets the community vision and can be seen as the overarching community strategic plan directing the community's future growth and development. On the screen is the hierarchy of plans that we operate under. As you can see, the Municipal Development Plan is immediately after the Municipal Government Act, and then all of the other plans fall out after the Municipal Development Plan. This review will ensure that the vision and policies of the MDP continue to be relevant by incorporating Council's strategic plan as well as public and stakeholder input. The current Municipal Development Plan sets a broad and coordinated vision for all lands in the city for a 20 to 25-year time frame and addresses such areas as growth management, urban design, and residential, commercial, and industrial development. However, it also touches on a number of other matters such as the environment, community mobility, and economic development. In the terms of reference, we have outlined a scope of work. The review will take approximately 7 to 10 months to complete. The terms of reference outlines a project scope which includes 4 phases, each of the phases including some form of stakeholder engagement. And those phases, again, are detailed in the terms of reference. Administration has identified a number of stakeholders. On the screen, it shows City Council, stakeholder groups such as UDI, Build, and Chamber of Commerce, city departments, citizens, and provincial agencies, and we've identified a number more, which we will consult throughout the process. Engagement will include a dedicated project website, a workshop with Council to identify policy update priorities, and focus group meetings with major stakeholders to discuss specific policies that impact them. And with that is our recommendation that committee approve the terms of reference for a review of the Municipal Development Plan, and we're open to any questions you may have. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your report, Mr. Johnson. Councillor Blackmore, please.
Mr. Johnson, when the plan was reviewed in 2010, it seems by my memory that was quite a comprehensive review. Are we anticipating this review to be that comprehensive?
Through the chair, good question. No, the review in 2010 was actually a wholesale rewrite, whereas this one is more of a check-in.
Okay.
And so we're looking at it and just flagging any things that warrant some attention for review, but given the long range of the document, we think that a lot of it still stands, it's still relevant. There's just a few things that warrant some attention.
And this is for an internal review, or are we going to a consultant for this?
We do have, through the chair, we do have $75,000 in the budget. However, it's our intention to do as much work as possible in-house, and we're fairly confident that we can do that. However, if the scope starts to expand through workshops with council or the stakeholder and we're facing challenges of getting it done, we may use consulting services.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Councillor Bressie?
Great. Thank you. I'm reading the stakeholder list, and can you tell me a little bit more about if there's plans to make sure that stakeholders who aren't local community based are hearing about this review and have a chance to give input. So there's industry groups that are investing in Grande Prairie that aren't necessarily locally based, but also Voices for Albertans with Disabilities has been talking more about things in our community and supporting our accessibility advisory committee. So there are just people that aren't here in Grande Prairie, but are investing in our community. Is there any thought about how we can make sure that we're hearing about best practice, not just here in Grande Prairie, but also elsewhere, and feeding that into our review?
Through the chair, good question. To be honest, we hadn't spoken about that specifically, but we'll make note of it and pay attention as we go forward.
Excellent, thank you.
Seeing nobody else, I'll call my own number here for a sec. I'm just on the stakeholder engagement side. I'm just wondering if neighborhood associations would be something that the city would want to work with, because I feel like we've constantly got them coming to do projects within their areas, and some of those are retrofitting old parks and how we're reusing green space. So I just think they would be a valuable addition to that as well, if possible. And just wondering on because it is such a big swath of a document to look at, are we going to be looking at other municipalities as well of similar size to look at some of the issues that might be being brought forward with industry as well, just to see what other municipalities are doing?
Yes, we will.
We will. Okay. No further questions. I would just look for somebody. Councillor Blackmore.
I'm prepared to make the motion if you're ready for that.
Yes, please.
I move that committee accept the terms of reference for review of the municipal development plan.
Okay. Any conversation or debates? I guess seeing none, we'll call that to question, please. And that carries. Thank you. Thanks for your time, guys. I'm sure we'll be seeing you again on this a few times.
Thank you.
We'll move on. The next item is on our outstanding item list. And again, I'll go back to Director Nicolay for that one. Actually has nothing on it, so I'm not sure if there's anything. There's nothing to report?
Nothing to report.
Okay. All right. That's my bad.
Nothing
Sorry.
to report, Mr.
Let your
Chairman.
sabbatical
We'll make
didn't,
sure we start adding things to it right away.
Okay. Fair enough. And so I guess with that, we'll call this meeting to adjourn. Thank you. Good job, Rick. Yeah.